How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to a special episode of Geekin-Out, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the nerd and geek community. Tonight, I'm joined here by Nick and Julie, owner of Medford's The Retro Wormhole. Thank you guys for coming on to do an update on your guys' shop.
Hey, thanks for having us, Wayne.
It's great to be here. Thanks, Wayne.
Welcome. So it's been a couple months since we first did a intro podcast to your guys' store. How's it been since then?
Really busy. I think we did our podcast right before we opened.
Yeah, so that's like what, April, I think? No.
Yep, I think it was early April. We opened April 15th or 16th. So we've been open about 4 months now. And
actually, you guys have been open for 5 months. Wait, no.
5 months. There we go.
July,
it's been
August,
busy.
September. Yeah, almost 5 months now. That's I mean, from what I've seen at the shop and what I've seen online, you guys seem to be doing very well so far.
Yeah, I would say thus far it's exceeded our expectations.
Oh, that's good. It's also nice to have, like I said, another nerd-related store in town. I mean, you're right next to Astro Games, and you guys are neighbors with Rogue City Comics.
Correct.
So
right down the street from Astro,
area.
and they're basically sharing a wall with Rogue City Comics.
Nice. So how else has business been lately, ever since, you guys came up with the idea for this store?
Well, we've adapted, we just respond to our customers' needs. So we're selling a ton of toys. We're selling a lot of Funko Pops, which is taking a much bigger role than we originally anticipated, but that's fine.
I mean, you guys have a lot of Funko Pops from what I've seen in store, and
Yeah,
whatever you've not shown yet in store.
Yeah, there's currently probably somewhere between 900 and 1,100 Funko Pops on the floor. We're always getting more in. We're constantly tasked with trying to get our assortments right. So definitely the Funko Pops are doing great. We've got some loose figures that do great. We've got our vinyl records are doing great. I mean, really, we have a broad mix, but the Funkos do sell very well.
And I mean, I also noticed you guys have some tin signs as well at your shop.
That is correct. We have full-size movie posters, a number that are originals. We also have, because of the demand on the posters, I brought in reprints because not everybody wants to spend the money on an original. And then for those that don't want something that's either 27 by 41 or 24 by 36 on their wall, I have brought in a number of small tin signs that are, I don't know, they're about 8 by 10 or 8.5 by 11, something like that. Probably 8 by 10.
I mean, I have like a few of them I bought from you guys, so they're pretty good size.
Those are like miniature versions of movie posters, but they're more than just movie posters. There's Nintendo ones, there's Marvel ones, Star Wars, Atari. There's music ones for if you have different bands that you like. We sell quite a few of those as well.
Not to mention your guys' other employee, Dave. He always brings in some stuff for the shop as well.
Yep. So Dave is one of our partners. I won't say he's an employee because he's not. He's kind of running a business within a business. So a lot of the product in the store, he's been collecting for 40 years, and he manages his inventory. Julie's got some inventory that she manages personally. So we're kind of we're a business, but we're also kind of a collective of businesses.
Nice. So what kind of inventory are you now managing, Julie?
Well, I try to bring in items that really inspired me, especially growing up. So I do have some Masters of the Universe related items, mostly focused on She-Ra and her group of associates. Also a pretty decent collection of My Little Pony figures, plushies, and castles and other accessories. A little bit of Hello Kitty, which is a personal favorite of mine, as well as some strawberry shortcake, Care Bears, and some Rainbow Bright, which also bring in some new Rainbow Bright stuff next week, which I'm excited about. On a few vinyl records that are my personal taste. I think that pretty much covers it.
Nice. So with being open for 5 months, have there been items that you guys that you kept yourself personally, like they're not for sale kind of things? I noticed like in the very back above, you have the giant Mandalorian cutout and then the Superman.
The Mandalorian cutout, actually, he wasn't for sale, but now he is because I have a second one. And I also pretty much have the entire cast of the Mandalorian in here now. So now to accompany the Mandalorian, we have Cara Dune, we have Bo-Katan, or Katan, I can't kind of how you say it.
Bo-Katan, yeah, I think it's Bo-Katan.
Okay, we have an R2, we have an IG-11, we have a Boba Fett, we have some Baby Yodas. So we have cardboard cutouts for sale, as well as the one that's up high. He will continue to be our staple, but people kept asking about him, so I brought in the whole crew.
Nice. And now, where do you get your cutouts from?
I have a wholesale supplier that I get them from, that I found through the internet. Sometimes I found a supplier that was able to get them to me and ship them without charging crazy rates. So this is the first order. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I can't divulge all my secrets.
Hey, that's totally understandable. Now, what have been some of your higher end items that you guys have gotten lately? Because I've noticed when I've come through and like in the scene on your Instagram, you guys got some pretty nice retro stuff that people may have never even heard of or seen in like over 30-40 years.
Yeah, so we brought in some higher end stuff that I'm, may eventually move through the store, but I'm trying to figure out the best way to move it. We have a graded Star Trek figure from 1974. It's about a $600 figure. We have a Taylor Swift album that's about an $800 vinyl record that actually sold. I've got, believe it or not, I've got a Mickey Mouse Zippo.
And wait, is like a
I think they put
Zippo?
Mickey Mouse on Zippos very much anymore. And
I've never heard of a Mickey Mouse Zippo letter before.
It's never even been flicked. It's still in the box.
Wow.
And it's a Japanese version, so the Japanese the sun is behind him. Still trying to figure out the market for that.
I mean, something like that's got to be rare because I never know Disney would even think about distributing lighters.
It's from the 70s.
From another
yeah.
era.
And then Dave's got a Indiana Jones poster signed by the whole cast that it's worth about $2,500 that he's looking for buyers on.
And his Pirates of the Caribbean.
And he's got a Pirates of the Caribbean one, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Signed
no,
as well.
you guys definitely have a lot of high end stuff, and I think honestly, I'm sure some people will disagree, but your prices are fair. Like from what I've seen at your store in person, you definitely do your research on your stuff you guys have and want to sell.
We try, and if someone calls us out on something and we look it up and we were wrong, then we fix it. We don't get it all. We don't always get it right.
No, and that and that's the part of learning, especially owning a business when you guys are selling higher end stuff that people again haven't seen in like over 40+ years.
Yeah, and it's not, I want to make clear, it's definitely not all high end. We have all price points for all ages, all collectors.
Well, I mean, like high end, like rare in a sense.
Yeah,
because I know like
there's a couple GI Joes that we brought in that are really cool. I have an original talking GI Joe that you pull on his dog tag and he talks and got lifelike hair. It says on the box, and really, it's a pretty interesting piece.
Yeah, I think recently someone brought in like a Woody with the name Andy on the boot that actually has a pull string and talks. That's like that's like a toy from the 90s right there.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Woody and is it Jesse?
Yeah, it's
Jesse. Jesse is a pair together.
With a guitar, which is even better too. So, anyone who's grew up in the 90s who loves Woody and Toy Story would love that. And I think go ahead.
Oh, we try to offer a really wide spectrum of things so that anyone who comes in will find something that jogs their memory, that brings up a good memory from their childhood, and that they can afford, like from starting at 50 cents for stickers of all kind up to, you know, $2,500 for an autographed original movie poster.
Hey, I know an autograph post. I mean, I've seen your guys'. I've seen the Indiana Jones poster in store on Instagram. That's like pretty cool to have all the autographs from the original cast.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're expanding we're starting to do a little bit with apparel. So we've got some hats and shirts
Nice.
some of them we're bringing in from vendors, and some of them we're making in store.
Nice. Yeah, actually, earlier today, I remember seeing some of the shirts and snapbacks you guys have in the back.
Yeah. Yep. So
And
go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say we can customize them as well. So if there's a particular design you're looking for on a t-shirt or on a hat, we can change it up, the style, the color, the size, and customize it for you right here in the store.
I'll keep that in mind myself. Nice. And I know always you guys are always looking for that next item to bring into your shop. Like I know recently you were looking up a Japanese version of Megatron from Transformers that has like the Walter PPK.
Yes, it's the original Megatron. So the original Megatron that came out in the 80s turned into a Walter PPK pistol and had a scope and a silencer on it, and it's worth a lot of money if you have one of the original US ones. And they won't sell them in the US anymore, but there is versions of it still sold in Japan today by a Japanese toy. I think it's Tomi's Japanese arm. That's still the original Megatron. So I'm kind of a nerd about that. I want to get my hands on one and kind of look it over to see what the quality is before, making a decision to bring a few more of them in. So I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but that's the coolest Megatron of all of them.
Yeah, I remember you showing me a picture of that. Now, is there anything else that's been going on with the shop for you guys? Anything people should be looking forward to in the next couple months or so?
We're bringing in a lot of new product. I got a bunch more of those tin signs on the way. I got more patches on the way. We've got a bunch more magnets, so little stuff. I'm expecting a few new pop collections to come through the door that I've talked to people about. We'll continue to expand that t-shirt and hat and accessory line. Anything you can think of?
Also, you're bringing in a lot more music, vinyl records and soundtracks as well.
Yeah.
I think you probably have the biggest selection of soundtracks on vinyl in Southern Oregon.
Oh yeah, no, you guys have like out of all the stores I've been to, you guys, like I said, have a big record collection and also a huge Funko Pop collection.
Yes, I have a big vinyl order I'm getting ready to place. There's a lot of customers are finding out that we sell records, and a lot of them are coming here and asking for stuff, and a lot of the originals I can't, unless somebody walks through the door and it's in a collection, I can't get it, or I can't determine when I'm going to get it. So I'm going out and actively seeking and ordering some of the remasters and represses if it's available.
Nice.
And also, we've stepped it up a little on the retro gaming systems. I know that we've had a lot of different ones come through, and they tend to move really quickly, even some PC-based games.
We've actually been selling a lot of gaming systems, like not a lot compared to maybe some other places that specialize in it, but it's
like Game Swap and them.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we've gone through a couple of Ataris, a couple Nintendos, some Super Nintendos, a PlayStation Portable, Game Boys, Game Boy Advance. Like, it just seems like anytime we get a system in, we tend to bundle it and sell the system.
Oh no, especially it's PSPs. They're kind of like hard to come by now. I remember I used to own one, and it's technically considered retro since it didn't really last long.
Yeah, well, those handheld systems people want them. It still baffles me that there's really not mean, other than maybe the Nintendo Switch, there's really not a good one on the market right now, right?
No, I mean, especially like, you guys had that mini handheld Atari system and you guys' glass case too, which has like, your more expensive items.
Yeah, and that's not to be confused with back in the day, Atari made a handheld system called the Lynx that competed with Game Boy and Sega Game Gear. If you come across one of those, it's probably worth some money.
And also, speaking of with your customers coming in, there's been a few times where customers came in and traded stuff as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we buy, so we're constantly, every day is a buy, sell, trade day. So some people come in, they're just buying. Some people come in, they buy. They say, do you buy collections? Do you buy pops? Do you buy game system? Yeah, bring it in. Let's take a look at it.
Nice.
And there's honestly, Wayne, there's stuff that I brought in where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get rid of this. And
I mean,
it sells a day later, and I'm
well,
just
I mean, like
okay.
that big cart of nothing but Bruce Campbell Evil Dead stuff you guys got a few months back.
Yeah, and it sells. We've got tons of Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, and just Bruce Campbell related paraphernalia. There's a few pieces that are, speaking of high-end pieces, there's a high-end piece in the window from
the 2 foot Evil Dead 2 statue where you can change the head and everything.
Yeah, but it's missing some parts, so it's got to be for the right buyer that wants to the parts. It's one of 250, and the parts that it's missing, I've already contacted the company. We can't get it, so
it's so hard to come by or something.
If that set was complete, it would be worth $2,500. The one that we have is missing some of its components, so it would sell for a fraction of that to someone who wanted to say build it out and use it as part of something else,
or like have it as a showpiece to in their bachelor pad or something, show their friends that they got this.
Yep, or bachelorette pad.
Oh, that too. So what have been some of the items that you've had come in that people wanted to trade with or just give you guys for the store to sell?
Go ahead.
I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle plushies that you can hug and they're soft. And we did end up bringing those in.
Yeah, we get a lot of trades for Funko Pops. People trade in parts of their collections or downsizing. We get a lot of vinyl records.
And someone recently brought in several board games. So there was a Monopoly. Was it Star Wars Monopoly?
I think we got Star Wars Monopoly, Evil Dead Monopoly. No, not Evil Dead Monopoly, Walking Dead Monopoly.
Nice.
And a couple others.
Yeah.
Recently, I've also taken in a lot of loose Marvel Legends and DC figures and Star Wars figures. Those people, they sell really well. So I'm open to definitely open to taking in more DC figures, Marvel figures, Star Wars figures.
Nice. Not to mention in your glass case, you guys have the tri-dimensional chess set from Star Trek with all the pieces intact and everything.
Yes.
We do.
Now, how did you guys come about that?
Oh, I'm trying to remember what collection that was part of.
Because like I've never seen that, and I've never seen one of those in person before.
So cool. Someone brought it in unexpectedly, and to me that's been one of the best things about this entire experience is just meeting different people in this community who have their own eclectic focus for their collection, and like we've just learned so much and gotten to meet really awesome people and who bring things like that into the store, which are amazing.
Yeah, and that tri-dimensional chess set, I believe it's from 1994. It was produced by the Franklin Mint.
Nice. That's like something I believe someone would just have in a display case and never want to play with, because it just looks like if you just do something wrong, it can easily just shatter and lose all the pieces and everything.
It's glass, but I have directions on how to play it, so you can play it, and we have all the pieces, and it's a complete set.
Yeah, no, I've seen all that. Like I said, I've seen your guys' glass case, and that's like a pretty cool item. Like I said, I've never even heard of it until, I think anytime someone will go into your shop, I think they're like be surprised at something like, they can't find it anywhere else. So, they, go to your guys' shop and you most likely will have it.
Yeah.
And you guys are always
Yeah,
getting
I think-
something new every day too.
Yes, even if you don't buy anything, you're gonna have a really good time visiting us here.
And people can also look for this stuff on your website too, correct? Of the same name?
Yeah, so the website, we've started putting some of the higher end stuff on. We don't have all of our individual inventory because we buy collections. So we have a lot of one-offs and individual SKUs, and that's not really conducive to trying to get everything online. So if there's something somebody's looking for, whether it be a Funko Pop or a G.I. Joe, they can inquire with us either through Facebook, Instagram, or the website. But the stuff we've been putting online has been some of the higher end stuff, a little bit experimental. We're trying to figure out the best way to build out the website and to move forward with it.
I also definitely recommend, if you guys don't have it, to expand through Twitter too. Would be a
Yeah,
good.
Twitter, I think I need to see. I'm pretty sure I have a Retrowormhole Twitter account. We haven't used it much. I think TikTok and Twitter are on our.
Oh yeah, no, I would definitely recommend TikTok as well. That's like, would definitely expand, not just, locally, but everywhere else, where anyone who has a TikTok and whatnot would definitely a good thing to have too.
Yeah, we bought some, I don't know if we talked about this the last time we talked. I don't think we had it at that point. I got a little green screen. So we can actually take some
No,
of the,
actually, didn't talk
got a
about that
little
last.
green screen so we can take some of our figures and superimpose, like, I don't know, space or a forbidden planet behind them and do like little
Photo shoots.
photo shoots with them. And you wear these green gloves so your hands disappear and it looks like we're just gonna have some fun with it.
Nice. That'd be pretty cool to see. Definitely will get people, like interested in checking out your shop.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 100% why we were looking at playing with it, not just because it was an excuse to play with toys.
Now, I also thought it was nice of Dave, how he recently went to Metal Art Comic Con to spread the word about your guys' shop. I think a con's a good way to expand, and hopefully you guys will one of these, someday, go to a con as well and have some of your stuff at a booth so people can check it out and everything.
Yeah, we have a number of things we want to participate in for 2022. One of them would be more of the Comic Cons and conventions. Record Store Day is another one we would potentially like to participate in if it makes sense. We weren't able to do it for 2021. Expanding out on that in 2022, time permitting and climate permitting, is on our Retrowormhole bucket list, so to speak.
Nice.
And furthermore, it was great for Dave to go out there. And Dave's been collecting for a long time. So having the ability to have him as an asset in the store and at some point, if it makes sense, just getting him on to pick his brain because he's been collecting for so long and all the stuff that he's seen.
Yeah, no, I've been, like I said, when I get to the shop, if you guys are busy, I usually talk to him, and I know like he's been started bringing in like trading cards as well, like Pokemon, for example. I've seen him bring in. So it's nice to see, not only are you expanding to like, the records and the Funkos and the toys, but you're also expanding to like the video game aspect and the trading card aspect as well. So I mean, it's nice to see that you guys are slowly expanding to like the other stuff as well that you really don't see anymore being at shops.
Sometimes it's a slower process than I would like, but we have a finite amount of resources to work with, so we have to average into each of these areas, and it's not just the resources of getting the product and allocating the inventory, it's finding a place to put it all. I've reorganized this store so many times and we've got so much stuff in here right now, and it's great. I know I can fit a lot more.
Oh no, I believe it. I remember like when we first started out and you guys were showing me pictures of how your shop was, how it looked not really empty, but it was like, it seemed like it was kind of like in a, you guys were kind of figuring out what you were wanting to put into the shop from the pictures to where you guys are at now. I mean, like I said, you have a wide variety of toys that you really don't see anymore unless you really want to go online and buy it, but I feel like, going into your shop will give people that nostalgic feel of when they were a kid and they saw it on like, a shelf at a store or a comic book store or video game store or something.
Yep, absolutely.
Definitely.
And I also noticed you turned some of your records into like designs or something, if I'm not mistaken.
So I take some of I try not to throw away a lot of records, although I do have to throw away some. But for a while, I was taking our vinyl that was no good and turning it into bowls, basically. And we use them to put our stickers in. We use them as displays. I turned a few of them into lampshades. So use them for various things. Clocks. Actually, some of the picture vinyls I turned into clocks, didn't reshape them or anything, just put a clock insert in the center and you can hang it on the wall.
Nice.
We have like an ET one, a Star Wars one, a Miami Vice one.
And you guys did the same thing, and you did the same thing with your VHS lamps too.
I did make a LED light out of a VHS tape. I've only done one. People have commented on it. I just haven't done time to do more. It's a little harder with the VHS. You got to take the whole thing apart and figure out how to get it back together. And I don't know if I had a VHS tape apart, but there's actually quite a few moving parts.
I mean, it's not just the tape itself and the inside. It's also the things, the little round things that the tape wraps around and everything, and the pins and
there's a lot of little plastic pieces, and then literally probably, I don't know, a half a mile of tape that you got to figure out.
Oh yeah, because it has all the film footage. So I imagine that one you made probably took you, quite a bit. So if anyone was trying to ask you to make more to sell, you would need like an extra pair of hands or something.
I could probably do one a night, honestly, but it's not as quick as some of the other stuff.
Oh no,
and the record bowls, I popped so many of those out. We've got them sitting in a bin, and if somebody wants one, I just give them to people.
Nice. So what do you on that topic, since I forgot to ask last time, what kind of machine do you use to like turn them into a bowl?
It's called a home oven on the lowest setting possible and a mixing bowl.
Really? So you just put the record over the bowl and it just melts in?
You take a cookie sheet with a bowl flipped upside down and you set the record on top of it, and then when it starts to droop, you pull it out, you pull the record off of there and you throw it in the mixing bowl, and then you shape it as best you can, and it hardens, and you just make sure you're in a well-ventilated area and the oven's not up too high.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that with my oven. I feel like I would catch something on fire. So before we end this real quick, anything else you guys want to add in about your store, what people should be looking forward to and everything like that?
Do you got anything?
I just think we're getting better and better at changing things up every week and continuously making the store more interesting. So if you visited us last week and picked something up, if you come in the next week, things are going to look a little bit different. You're going to see some new products. Sometimes I keep having this experience where people come back and they go, I came back for this or that, but it's gone. So we're just continuously changing and expanding. I'm really excited about the apparel, the hats and the t-shirts, the patches, the heat pressed images, because it is something that you can customize and kind of like show in the community, like, hey, this is what I'm interested in, this is what I'm communicating, versus like having it in your home on display as a collectible, especially like during COVID, since we're not like visiting each other's homes as much as we used to. I like that you can kind of express yourself through the hat you're wearing or the shirt you're wearing. I also want to do like sweatshirts, and like if someone has like a jean jacket, coming up in the fall, we'll put a patch on it. Nice. Things like that. I'm excited about those kinds of things.
And I'm excited about going deeper with our vinyl collection. We have I think a good setup for anyone that's looking to get into vinyl, that's looking for a budget turntable and speaker setup, or if they just need a turntable. We're not trying to get people into super high-end turntables, but we're also trying to get them into something a little bit better than your basic suitcase record player. So I'm excited to kind of lead people down that path that I've been thinking about getting into vinyl, but don't want to break the bank. And then, yeah, just keep it going forward with the Funko Pops. Going into that world, it's served us very well. I had a few. No, I don't think I had any when we opened. I have a few now. It's addicting.
Oh no, collecting Funko Pops?
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely is. Now
You asked about things that we've kept. Like, I know that I've noticed a few Funko Pops that came through that I jumped on immediately. I acquired an Axel and Slash Funko Pop early
nice.
on that I was really happy to snag. And yeah, Nick's definitely greatly expanded his Funko Pop collection.
And not to mention that black and white Spider-Man hanging from the lamppost that I gave you guys a while back for your shop.
Yeah, that's our good luck charm. He's up in the corner back
Yeah,
there.
barely seen, but
Yep.
Now you guys were talking about the patches and the stickers. Have you guys ever thought about getting into like making keychains for your store?
We just had someone ask about that today. So I've looked at enamel pins, and that would be a similar thing, enamel keychains. It's something we'll look at in the future. We're doing special edition stickers. So we have our standard sticker, and right now we have a variant that looks a little, let's just say it looks a little Star Wars-esque. And we're going to do some different variants where they'll look a little bit, it could look Indiana Jones-esque or Transformers-esque, or the possibilities are limitless. We're going to do a different edition sticker every couple months, and some of those will get turned into t-shirts.
Nice.
One, or if it's good enough and we get a big enough response, we still just have our standard sign on the front window. We can put a hanging sign off the front of the building. So one of those could someday end up being what our sign hanging off the front of the building looks like.
That'd be pretty cool to see. I think that should about do it for this update for you guys for the Retro Wormhole. Anything else real quick you guys want to add in?
I think so. Just come see us at 30 North Central in downtown Medford. We're open Wednesday through Saturday from 6 to 11. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and at retrowormhole.com.
And links to those will be in the description below. Again, Nick and Julie, thank you for coming on for the special edition for Geekin-Out to talk more about your shop.
Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you,
Love
Wayne.
your podcast.
Oh, of course. And again, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Thank you for watching this episode of Geekin-Out. Until next time, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for watching.